World Cup Extra on TV 47, where you're getting the live action and whatever happens during the World Cup. Remember, it's from 4:15 to 6 p.m. ndani ya TV 47. I am Katela Macy. I'll be your host of today. And of course, right now I want to discuss a lot that happened yesterday. We all saw someone calling it the hate party. Others were calling it's the world versus another team. But all that will be catching it live right here, right now on TV 47. This is World Cup Extra. Now, as you can see with me here, I'm holding a very good Azam TV decoder. And we'll be giving this one to two of our viewers who will answer who will give us the correct answer, because we have our question of the day. Now, our question of the day is, which African team do you think will make the biggest impact at the ongoing FIFA World Cup in USA, Canada, and Mexico? All right, so that is it, good people. You can send in. Our WhatsApp number is 0793267279, and of course on our social media it's TV 47 Kenya. With me kama kawaida, I am not alone. I am joined by Dantos Sibola. Karibu sana.
Santa.
Brazil hapo represent.
Yes.
Otherwise you good?
Brazil and Portugal. Yeah, I'm good.
Kabisa.
Yes.
And of course the beautiful Celine Waithera. Tulimit kitambo since FIFA series.
Yeah.
How have you been?
I've been good.
You're nice.
Yeah.
Which team are you supporting?
I have so many teams.
Now,
but I'm loyal.
You
to
have
France.
to be loyal.
Yeah, I'm loyal to
Now,
France.
which is your number one team?
France.
France.
Yeah.
Why do you love France? You love chicken? Eh?
No.
All right, Dantos, team gani una support World Cup?
Minico, Brazil and Portugal.
You don't have any African team?
All African teams are my teams.
Even South Africa?
Kidogo pale.
Komsi komsa.
Komsi komsa.
Celine, there you not mention any team from Africa. Cote d'Ivoire, I can say. Anyway, as you can see me today, I'm Kevin De Bruyne right here. I'm wearing Kevin De Bruyne, Niko pale Belgium kidogo. And in Africa, of course, Ivory Coast. I have Ivory Coast because of Ahmad. And I have Senegal. But let the show start. Remember, you can interact with us on 0793267279, our WhatsApp number. Alafu pale kwenye social media, Facebook, it's TV47 Kenya, TV47 Digital on X. Now, let's start. Yesterday, the opener at Mexico. I don't know if I can call it a hate party. Or I don't know how to call it. For the second time since 2010, Mexico was playing South Africa. And remember, in 2010 it was South Africa hosting Mexico. And yesterday, during the opener match, South Africa got 3 red cards. And they were beaten. It was 3 goals or 2. 2-1. Yeah. So yesterday, let's talk about that game. Let's talk about Mexico and South Africa, because after the game, the South African goalkeeper really was so emotional that he said he thought Africans have been supporting Africans, but this time every African country is supporting Mexico. We all know what is happening in South Africa, but do you think it's really okay to bring in that hate into football? I
think, first of all, sijui kama niseme ni unfortunate or fortunate to South Africa, because I think the one country which started the beef between South Africa and Africa, I think it's Nigeria. Ndio letea beef sana kwa mtandao, and all the Africans are rally behind it. We cannot close our eyes and pretend that we don't know what's happening in South Africa. We know what's happening in South Africa. But when it comes to football, I think football is one of the games that is naletanga watu pamoja. Even South Africa itself wakona a bit of history about sports. When they were getting independence, walikuwa na fight na blacks and white. Kenya loleta pamoja is rugby. So I think it's very unfortunate for them. And I'm very disappointed as an African, because whatever is happening in South Africa is not good. It affects mpaka my player, both mentally, because the same players or kwa mtandao wanaona what people were saying after the game, before the game, kwa mtandao, before the World Cup ianze, what people were saying. But I think, all in all, I think they need to tell their people to style up, and we are African, and African is our business. So I think that's why for me I support all teams that are represented in Africa, both 10 teams, but Nikama support 9 because of what is happening in South Africa.
To you, Celine, let's talk about that game yesterday and whatever is happening, because the way these players are talking, really mentally, the mentality of the players, we even saw it on the pitch. There was kulikuwa tu ni kama tension flani, ama there's no support at all. What's your take on that?
I mean, These are our fellow Africans, and we need them to really show up. But with whatever that is going on, I feel like most other Africans are bitter for what they are doing to their fellow Africans. But at the end of the day, I can say they really tried, even if luck was not on their side. I think if you looked at their stats, I think that was their dent. The fact that you are losing 3 games, 2 draws and 1 win, it means you are really bad. And you had actually time to prepare for this particular match, and it was the opening match. And on the other side, I feel like the red cards, I would say they were deserved, because if you look at the Duane red card that he got, it was intentional. Like, he was on the counter and then he intentionally pulled him. And I feel like, yeah, Mexico really did perform well. If you look at this first goal, it was the mistake of the South African defender. And I want to just commend what Ronwen Williams did yesterday. He made so many saves. I mean, Mexico, every chance they got to strike, they would not let it go. They could convert their chances very well. And if you look at the second goal, it was a very good header, and kudos to them. I feel like South Africa are going to redeem themselves come the next game.
Celine thinks South Africa is going to redeem themselves. But a question is here. We all know, before we come to the 3 red cards, before we come to the 3 red cards, the question here is, what would have happened if South Africa beat Mexico? With the current situation that is there, they are against all Africans. We also, some of the fans in the streets of Mexico saying they are Nigerians, but they are supporting Mexico. We saw Congolese in the stadium. Yeah. They were singing, supporting Mexico. So people are asking, what would have happened if they really won? Because after the player, the South African goalkeeper talked, it was so emotional, actually. It was very, very emotional. And kama mchezaji, imagine you're representing a continent, you're there's zero support from other African countries. Unajua, hakuna, it's just zero support. But the question here was, what would have happened? Kungeendaje?
For me, I think ukiangalia vizuri, actually I was so afraid, because I thought maybe South Africa wangeshinda hiyo game, wangetoka draw because of their formation. Ukiangalia formation yao walikuwa wamekuja na what we call defensive. 5 defenders, 3 midfielders, 2 hapo mbele. That's a very risky formation, mi ukiniuliza. And a coach aligamble nayo, but haikuwork. 2 things zinaweza happen ukidefend sana. Either unaweza pata red card, penalty, ama free kick, unaweza fungwa free kick. But kama wangeshinda, vile umesema, I think ingekuwa so, wanasemangaje, tungesikia vibaya sio tulikuwa against South Africa. Na wangekuwa metu silence sisi wote, because unajua wamechukua hiyo negative ikakuwa ni positive kwao. So I think pia ukiangalia vizuri both teams, they believe so much in their local based league. Ukiangalia the back 5 ya South Africa, both of them wanatoka Mamelodi Sundowns isipokuwa mmoja. The goalkeeper pia anatoka Mamelodi Sundowns. So utapata in the 11 players wote, karibu 8 or 9 walikuwa kutoka Mamelodi Sundowns. So I think ingekuwa advantage kwao, because they know each other, we play the whole season pamoja. But coincidentally they didn't win, because also again the mentality zile vitu walikuwa nasoma kwa mtandao and what other Africans were saying about them.
Let's talk about the 3 red card. The first red card, the referee never hesitated. Alitoa, because it was the last one, and in the football rules, the denial of a goal scoring opportunity happened right there, and tackle and Nielsen. My question is, do you think, some were saying it was on for the team, others were saying South Africa were very aggressive, like walikuwa wanacheza Gware, wametumia nguvu mingi sana. Let's talk about the first red card, the second one and the third. Do you think they really deserved the red card, Celine?
Yeah, I feel like the first 2 red cards, that those were given to South Africa, I think the first one was given around 8 minutes and the other the 65th minute. I feel like they were deserved, because if you look at the first one, he was the last man, and it was actually a counter attack. And the moment you tackle him, it means that is directly a penalty. And it was just outside the 18, and clearly that was a red card. The second one, I think it was also a pull and push, and I feel like it was also deserved, because actually the referee wanted to continue with the game, but he had to stop and give the South African player the red card. And I feel like they were playing African football, because they know they have met Ghanaians, Nigerians, and they know these people play rough. They literally play rough. And now you're meeting Akina Santiago, they're soft. So I feel like that's what, and then it was like pressure because they felt like this is the opening game and literally everyone is watching and we need a win. And I feel like they also wanted to disappoint us who are hate watching. Yeah.
So Celine has just agreed that yesterday's game was a hate party, a hate party that happened. Now, let me remind our viewers of our question of the day, and of course, one of you can walk away with this beautiful decoder. WhatsApp number is 0793267279, and remember our Facebook page is TV47 Kenya and TV47 Digital on X. Our question is, which African team do you think will make it the biggest impact at the ongoing FIFA World Cup in the USA, Canada, and Mexico? All right. Now, just the both of you, Dantos and Celine, were you entertained by yesterday's game? Let's start off there. Really kubamba.
Really kubamba because the opening ceremony was good, and also the game was tensed because both teams, one of them advantage yake ilikuwa he was playing at home with the fans, and then the other one the Africans walikuwa not behind them, alafu pia walikuwa tumia nguvu mingi. That's why unapata walipata hizo red cards mbili because they were using a lot of strength. Yani walikam wakaribu game yao both mentally and mafansa wako, kila mtu wako tu nyuma ya Mexico, even the Africans that's walikuwa depend kwao. So I think ilikuwa tu ish, but all in all the best team there won, and I was very entertained with the first match. The field itself was full to capacity. Both the fans were Mexican and both fans were South Africa stroke Mexico. That is niliona Senegalese walikuwa no, DRC Congo walikuwa wengi sana, and some small Nigeria, but all in all it was a very entertaining match, being the first one. I think the rest ikifuata. Now back to Canada leo tunavyotafanya, it's a challenge to them because ukiangalia vizuri sana, I think I can give it to Mexico when it comes to opening ceremony.
Were you entertained, Celine?
Yeah, I mean, this is almost is it the third time or the seventh time Mexico is hosting an opening ceremony, and it was literally so good. And I feel like from the performance, Akina BAMBA, though I felt for him because Nigeria is not at the World Cup, Akina Shakira, they really gave us a good performance. And I feel like Mexico had really to own the day because they are the host team. They have to get the bragging rights. And I feel like that's going to be the motivation for them come the next game. And I feel like even though South Africans went disappointed, they should just go back to their structure board. And I felt bad because seeing a player like Mofoken and Bukwena, they were really sad. And I was like, next game you need to pull up your socks, even though you're facing, I think it's Czech Republic. Yeah, I mean, you should really pull up your socks. Yeah.
Now, still on the Mexico versus South Africa, let's talk about individual performance.